VCU LCS. Gump Squad versus Forehead 2.0.
Howdy ho, gamers. What's up? Spicy LCS matchup. Lots of playoff implications for the gauntlet. Both Forehead 2.0 and Gump Squad, I believe, are currently sitting at 2 and 4, looking for those wins to secure themselves a playoff spot, hopefully, and not have to fight in the gauntlet, or at least get themselves better positioning in that said gauntlet. So, it's going to be a pretty important game.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I feel like the bottom half, like you said in the podcast, is definitely the more exciting bracket side to watch. We got a lot of stories going on. The rise of Wooloo Gang, Bambi's Basket's potential comeback, Gum Squad picking up a couple of wins by swapping Spencer into the mid lane. Then you've got Forehead 2.0, who's kind of like haven't found their stride yet, but on paper, the roster is really, really strong.
No, I mean, I'm a big fan of Forehead 2.0. I've kind of been simping for them all tournament. I'm surprised that they're not as strong as I think they should be. I think their solo laners are pretty... I think they're actually pretty strong in every lane. I think Marcus and El Battaglia are actually pretty good in terms of bot lane. Maybe outclassed by this bot lane they're playing against and the bot lane of Washington League Ball team, but outside of them, I think they're actually like 3rd or 4th best in this tournament. I think they've got pretty strong advantages here in this game in the mid and top lane when they're playing Fat Cal versus Roland Chang and Allison versus Berneath, 2 huge rank advantages. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that 4G against Zoe Deschanel, if Zoe Deschanel goes jungle, which is what I'd expect him to since the Zoe is banned, I don't think that Zoe Deschanel is so much better of a jungler that 4G isn't going to be able to play.
I think Spencer's a really good jungler, actually. I think he's really good.
I don't think he's a bad jungler by any means, don't get me wrong. I just think 4G has been pretty good on like just picking like his Nunu and helping out his lanes. He's been pretty hard to punish, and he's just been ganking kind of 24/7. And I think if he sticks to something like that, he will have no problem at all keeping up at least with Zoe Deschanel in the jungle.
So, actually, the Alistar is such a big brain pick into Mordekaiser, because all you have to do is save your ult for when Mordekaiser ults you, and you can just sort of get out of the Death Realm immediately, because it works as like a QSS, a cleanse, or something like that. Meanwhile, the Amumu is locked in the jungle. I would be surprised to see Spencer playing Amumu. I mean, Spencer plays a lot of Amumu in like Master Grandmaster, but I would expect to see Berneath playing the Amumu instead, and Trundle will be picked up as a counter towards the Amumu. Allison probably back on the rise. Yes, he is. Let's see what Berneath picks in the mid lane.
The Nunu. I don't think that's a Nunu.
It's a Veigar.
Veigar.
Okay. That's actually Zoe Deschanel on the Veigar. Spencer is going to be playing Veigar in the mid lane. Not a bad pick versus Rise, but at the same time, it's not a good one either, because you both kind of just scale.
Yeah, I think Veigar's actually decent into Rise. Rise has better wave clear, especially earlier into the game. Once he gets just a little bit of mana, he can kind of spam that wave out pretty good. But they both scale up. I think Veigar actually scales up, at least in team fights, probably better. His Cage is just such a good team fight ability, and he never should really feel pressure like in a 1v1 against Rise. In the side lane, it's a little... It's in the side lane, it's a little scary because it's such a long lane, but I don't think either of these guys are going to be side laning very heavily. I think they're going to want to group up. Already from the comp that we're seeing out of Gump Squad, that looks like everybody hang out in the mid lane together because we've got an Amumu, we've got a Veigar, we've got an Alistar, we're trying to team fight. Whereas it looks a little bit more side lane heavy toward blue side here because Mordekaiser can side lane pretty well against any champ with his ult, and Rise is pretty decent at it.
Yeah,
Trundle coming out from 4G, I like as well. Without
is Slybrad going to pick the Samira? The Samira is locked! First game of Samira in VCU LCS. Let's go. I'm excited to see this champion. She is broken beyond belief, but I think she's really, really, really fun to play, really fun to watch, just super, super flashy. Let's see what he can do with the Samira mechanics. Slybrad. Ready to... Go on.
We didn't see a ban for it, so I'd assume that we If he gets a good support here, I don't know what support he's going to have. The Leona, yeah, no, I think he can clap on this Samira here. I think he's opened up. There's um, not a lot of dedicated hard crowd control to really stop him. The Mord ult might be problematic, but it wouldn't even shock me if Samira just 1v1'd him in his ult. I think she's an ADC that could probably do that. But like, I mean, Ashe has her ult, which is pretty good, but using an ult, you're not going to have that constantly to stun somebody up in a fight. Zillion bombs aren't always reliable, depending on who's playing it. And then Rise, you got to get pretty close to hit him with your binding. So it could be a pretty good game for Samira if they can get a big wombo with Zoe Deschanel's Vigar getting a big cage, a Mumu with a big ultimate, and followed on top of the Leona ult, and then Samira just runs in, pops her basically Katarina ultimate that has no cooldown, and just kills everybody. I think that Red Side's comp looks pretty insane here.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I don't really see, like... The clear win condition is obviously, like, the hyperscaling from the Rise and the Ashe, right? And then Trundle's job in the team fight is just peel for Ashe, like, ult the Amumu, ult the Leona, like, whatever goes, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the Zillion prick's pretty good. You take it away from Glue Sniffer. That's what Bambi's Baskets did to get their one win of this tournament, was take it away from Glue Sniffer 69 so that he's not able to play that, and then you just ban the Bard away as well. It should help save somebody, hopefully, if they catch one person, but there's not much the Zillion ult is really going to do if suddenly out of nowhere Vigar, Amumu, Leona, Alistar just come from downtown and clap you up in a big team fight. I feel like you're going to need to be able to ult more than one person, and it's probably just not going to happen.
It really isn't. I mean, at the same time, they do have a lot of CC to sort of disrupt the Samira in these team fights. I won't let a lot of it Red Lightning, I'm sorry. It's just casting a best of 3 series is such a drain.
Yeah, no, I'm a little out of it too, to be honest. So this is the drained
cast. This is the
drained stream. I'll bring as much energy as I can muster.
We'll try our best out here. I just kind of want to play some Genshin Impact right now, not gonna lie.
I never want to play League of Legends again, to be honest.
Dude, play Genshin Impact with me.
Dude, this game's doomed. Honest to God, I don't even know what Genshin Impact actually is. I've been hearing you talk about it. I don't even know what that game is.
It's basically like Weeb Breath of the Wild. It looks really fun. I'm like down to try it.
Ooh, I typed in G, and the first thing that came up was Genshin Impact. So maybe free-to-play action role-playing game developed and published by Chinese developer MiHoYo. Interesting.
Dude, let's play Genshin Impact together.
That might be the move. Time to form Genshin Impact.
A Genshin Impact CSL team?
Yeah, VCU, Genshin Impact. Yeah. Honestly, I'll change games, man, in a heartbeat.
Fuck League of Legends. It's trash.
This game's too hard.
This game is doomed. This game sucks.
I'll tell you, I feel like a washed streamer / pro player. I feel like all the streamers now, when they can't play League anymore, they just decide to cast to just do their live streams now, and just cast games instead. And I just feel like that. I'm like, this game's too hard. This game's too hard to play. I just want to watch other people play it at this point.
I just want to watch League. I want to cast. I like casting. Casting's so fun, but casting's so draining, dude.
I love
Tristan,
casting.
I do want to tell you though, I was in my promos back to platinum on my main, and my internet cuts out for 5 minutes, and then we lose. And we were winning that game too, and I was so fucking triggered. I'm back in promos now, but come on, man.
Riot doesn't want you to succeed. That's the secret.
Riot doesn't want Lokesh to get back to plat on his main.
The longer they keep you down, the more time you'll spend playing their crappy game.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Fuck
Riot does their best to keep you as low elo as you can, to keep you grinding those games, to get that LP, to improve, just so they can release a big change or a new broken champion, and then you can lose to that champion instead.
Yeah, dude, the amount of times I've gotten one shot by one item Samira after she's 0-7. Pretty fun.
Yeah, it feels... That champion's pretty balanced, he says, ironically. I don't like her, but to be fair, I think every single champ that has been released this season, or I guess last season too, has been pretty busted. And with Riot planning to release 2 more before the end of the year, after releasing 3, what feels like back to back to back. I'm pretty scared for my own brain trying to comprehend all of the new things in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just stupid, dude. Like, I can't. Like, Set was broken, Lily is broken, Yon is broken, Volibear is broken. Like, all these season 10 champions, man. Now Samira's out and she's broken.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a cheeky invade play here. I don't know if they've been spotted out. They weren't in the bush. Looks like Allison has seen something because he hit them with the all chat question mark. They're going to back away. A little invade on the top side for blue team, but they're just dropping a ward on that raptor pit.
Looks like they definitely are. You know, Fat Cow on the Aatrox last game, now Fat Cow on the Mordekaiser this game.
Yeah, I expect him to do pretty good here. I don't know whether he counterpicked or got counterpicked in this top lane, but
he first picked the Mordekaiser. I think he got counterpicked by the Alistar top. But I think Mordekaiser should be able to bully out Alistar pretty effectively. It's just Alistar just has a really easy time of
He's good. He's easy disengage here. Like I don't think he'll die a whole lot with his own ultimate to get him out of Mord ult, and then his headbutt just to knock Mord away if Mord actually pulls him in to try to fight. I think he should be able to keep himself alive if he plays well at all.
Oh, they're actually lane swapping.
Ooh, okay. I actually kind of like this. I kind of like it. I think Mordekaiser mid is, it's not good into every matchup, but into mages like Vigar, it's not bad. Early game, he doesn't have the damage or the cooldowns to like be able to punish you effectively, and if you ever get onto him, he has no way to not die.
I can tell you right off the bat, Mordekaiser mid is absolutely terrible into Yon, but it actually absolutely donkey decks Yasuo.
It beats Yasuo. It depends. I don't know. I think it's good into Yasuo, but like it's one of the reasons I don't like Yasuo or Yon. If they ever get a slight advantage through like a single jungle gank, then it actually feels pretty doomed. So
all I remember earlier today is killing a Malzahar level 2 under his own tower. Just 100-0ing him as Yon. Champion's not balanced, dude.
That sounds like something that would happen in League of Legends at this point. I love me some Yon. My favorite thing about Samira was that I actually get to see her in games because I can't ban her because I still have to ban Yon. I normally ban the new champion for like... I normally ban the new champion until another new champion comes out, but
Yon's just too broken.
Yeah, he hasn't been fixed yet, so I can't stop banning the old champion. Engage here from Gluesterver69 onto the Zillion. Tons of damage coming out.
That's so much balance! Oh my god, the balance is making me horny, bro. Oh.
Slabrad is fleeing in terror right now because I'm Kim is hitting him. They do get a kill back in return. They can probably pick up Gluesterver69 as well. Looks like he's just trying to trade some damage back onto 4G, but he does not have it with 4G having the double buffs, and it ends up being a 2-for-1. But with the first blood going over to red side on the Samira, I think they're actually kind of okay with that. Trading back a kill in that gank. And Zoe Deschanel could die here if... Honestly, there you go. I like the flash Q. You burn Zoe's flash as well, and then the next time you pull him with that pull, he will die for sure, more than likely. So,
actually staying underneath is hovering around the mid lane. The stun actually lands. Berneath lands a snipe. Holy shit! Berneath isn't a Mumu god, bro. What can I say, man? Berneath Jacobs is too fucking good at this game.
I was just praising Fat Cal for his mid lane Mordekaiser play, but he kind of trolled right there. The lane swap I think is really good because the Ryze should punish this Alistar super hard. You get a free scaling Ryze lane in the side lane, and then he doesn't have to worry about Alistar knocking out his most important ability with his ult, so just actually has some kill threat there. But by overstaying with low health, does get punished in the gank, and now Fat Cal is going to be at a disadvantage. Same thing goes though, once they're level 6, Vigar has no flash, so if you're able to ever land your E pull, he's kind of in a bad spot.
Yeah, already the passive has been procced. Fat Cow takes literally no damage because his shield was still up. 4G is running in the mid lane.
I would like to see Fat Cow stop getting hit by Vigar stuns. Being put in the cage is one thing. If you're in range, there's not really anything you can do about that, but I'd like to see him avoid actually getting hit by the edge. Good flash engagement.
Kim's actually just going to die right here. Never mind, she doesn't. She flashes out with the cleanse. I think it would have been
Luckily,
better if Sly Brad just literally just walked up and autoed to get the continued suppression knockup. That's like one of the Samira's most broken aspects, like that the fact that you can just suppress them in the air after they get CC'd. It essentially extend the CC duration. But I can't keep talking. There's a gank in the mid lane. Will Zoe Deschanel go down here? Absolutely not. Pooper Scooper 73 is out of there. Pretty safe.
really good sidestep on the Mordekaiser. I thought he was pretty dead for sure. With 4G running in there, putting the pillar behind him with no flash, it gave him tons of time to get onto that champ. But because he used his cage well, it kept Fat Cal from getting there quickly, and then does manage to sidestep the grab from Mordekaiser, so keeps himself alive. And now, after Fat Cal eats a couple of Vygar Ws, he's pretty low again, and a TP coming in from behind should not do anything.
Rise is here.
That's
I think it should be fine, yeah.
That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah, with how long TP takes to channel, I don't really think that was very worth at all. I mean,
no,
I don't think it matters in the long scheme of things because Roland Shang probably isn't going to punish Allison effectively for TPing, especially on something like Alistair top. Oh, good dodge.
Should die here.
He gets Zoe Deschanel does get taken into the Death Realm. Not too sure what's going to happen here. I'm pretty sure pretty much when he comes out, he's just going to die. Yeah, 4G picking up the kill credit on that one. Mordekaiser's a really balanced champion.
If you want to give 4G that kill, I think you want Mordekaiser to get it. A Fed Mord is pretty good.
Grenade the spot! Does he land it? Oh, the Zillion speed up. Otherwise, he would have hit the bandage toss.
Yeah, good job. Actually, Mord's ult was really key there. It gets rid of the cage. The cage will not come with him into the ultimate, so he was able to ult the Vygar, and he was no longer trapped, and Vygar is sitting there with no peel and just kind of stuck in a really bad spot. I don't think 4G even needed to be there. Fat Cat was going to find that solo kill by himself regardless, with no crowd control from Vygar to keep him stunned up.
Yeah, most definitely with the stolen stats and like putting in the Death Realm, no minions around to like block the empowered Q damage from Mordekaiser. It's pretty much a dead Veigar, but you know, I don't really know if Spencer cares that much because all he cares about is just like sort of hitting this meat shield of a Mordekaiser just to stack his AP.
Yeah, I don't think he's really too upset about it. It's not great, and the kill went onto the jungler, so
yeah,
you're not even worried about Mord getting. You're not even worried about Mord getting the gold. It's not a big deal. They're actually completely even on gold right now, so he's feeling just fine. Speaking of where gold is not even, is the bot lane, where despite Ashe having 2 kills and an 150 gold bounty, she is down almost 600 gold due to a over 30 CS lead from the Samira. And a kill of her
Samira's just broken, man. What can I say?
Kind of feels like it. Roland Chang actually has a level lead here.
A bit of damage from Allison's Rise. That's a bit of a yikes.
I think he's feeling just fine, though. I mean, Rise used a lot of mana. He's only down 10 CS. He's got corrupting pot stacks. I mean, I think he's feeling A-okay here for playing against a Diamond player.
Absolutely. I mean,
it kind of feels like the dog matchup.
He's pretty much just like, just press WQ in a team fight and call it a day. Press R, maybe.
I think the Rise matchup, I think the role swap is still good for blue side because Rise is good scaling and, just putting him up here. He doesn't need to kill. I think he has an easier time killing the Alistar, but he doesn't need to. He can just still chill and just scale up. And the Mord does just fine, I think, get to Vygar mid. But, he uses a lot of mana, can't spam it out enough yet, so Roland Chang can just sit here, hit his little cowbell, and farm up under tower for now.
Yeah, should be fine. He's
getting kind of low, but there's not much mana on Allison.
Is here for the gank. Oh. He goes for the ult. Yeah, the AoE lands. Allison's just going to get CC'd to death. The Mumu picking up the kill credit on that one. Well played gank from Mr. Praneeth Jacob there. The Veigar cage lands.
From Fat Cal.
Wait, Mordekaiser can walk through Veigar cage when ulted? What? That makes absolutely no sense, dude.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the ult doesn't come into the Death Realm. So while we still see it because it still exists, it's not in the Death Realm with them fighting. So he can walk right through where what we're seeing is the Vygar cage. It still exists for other people to walk into, but Mord doesn't even see it. Just has to wait for the cage to come out to press R, and there is nothing Vygar can do at that point to get away. And this is without the Rylai's being finished. I think if Mordekaiser is going for Rylai's first, which he should be, it just gets easier and easier. As long as you can always hit the combo of getting Vygar's cage out first, then he can't even run away inside that Death Realm.
Well, Samira's a balanced champion. Samir is a balanced champion. Samir is a balanced champion. Samir is really balanced, dude. Like, oh my god.
I don't know that Fat Cow had to flash there.
He probably did. Samir would have killed him because Samir is a balanced champion.
True. Roland Chang might die here, actually. But he's going to get flashed on, but not a kill. And Allison takes a lot of damage.
Tower, oh my god.
Speaking of damage, Fat Cow's taking a good bit too, but he has a shield, so he's not going to be hurting too bad. Does have to be a little bit scared of the Vigar ult, though.
Spencer doesn't really want to kill him. He just wants to stack his AP up.
True. There's a bit of a CS lead in that mid lane now, and I think Mord has about a 600 gold lead of his own, or more like 500 now, of his own in that mid lane. So, pretty good lead everywhere. I think every position is up just at least a little bit of gold, except for ADC for the side of Forehead 2.0. And with an Ashe Zillion lane, both those champions have lots of utility, so you're not really feeling too bad. You don't want to give the Samira any gold for sure, but you know, Ashe is still useful. It's one of the reasons she's so good right now. Even if she's a little bit behind, she is still useful with her ult, with her W, and with her whatever it's called, the Hawkeye vision, Eagle vision, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm thinking about
Eagle vision? Is this Assassin's Creed, bro?
I'm thinking about Assassin's Creed now. Once again, Zoe Deschanel is instantly ulted as soon as the cage comes out. Fat Cow is just going to walk him down on her tower, pick up the solo kill. That is the third one. Sucks for Zoe
gonna die here. He is not gonna die due to the Zillion ult.
And picks up the dragon actually picks up the dragon.
Breneath is probably gonna go down here. He is currently subjugated by the Trundle. However, Samira has currently joined the fray, but this Mordekaiser is just way too massive at the moment. Sly Brad is definitely gonna go down. The hammer is dropped on towards the Samira, and she goes down. Killing spree for Dane. He's really been feeling it today.
Yeah, he's having a very good game. He just understands the matchup at this point. I don't think before he got his ultimate, it wasn't super easy, but luckily for him, he just understands that this interaction worked. I don't even know if I'm assuming he knew about it beforehand. 4G's actually stuck in here. Does ult Zoe Deschanel for some extra resistances, so he hopefully doesn't die to the ult.
I'm pretty sure the Veigar just dies here.
Down.
No, Spencer, no! He's not Zoe Deschanel anymore. He's
now not it.
Now he's just Zoe Deschanel, dude. He's not Zoe Deschanel anymore. He's just Zoe Deschanel.
I have yet to be impressed by a Vigar game from Zoe Deschanel. Did win with it earlier in the show match, but I don't think it was really the Vigar that gave them the win. I think everyone played pretty good in that game for the B team, but he has not had a good. Let me put it this way: he's never had a good early game on that Vigar. It's been punished pretty heavily every time he's picked it, and it's not really where you want to be when you are the highest ranked player and definitely the biggest and should be the biggest carry threat on your team on Gump Squad. But right now, Sly Brad is going to be the one with the opportunity to try to pull his team to a victory here, despite 2.5k gold lead, 3.5k gold lead to blue side at just 13 minutes.
I'm actually a little surprised that Spencer didn't opt to play the Echo. I think Echo would have been an okay pick. But, I mean, at the same time, Echo isn't... He can, yeah, he can play Echo. But, like, at the same time, Echo isn't good into Ryze. Like, I think Ryze just kind of poops on Echo.
I think he does, too. I don't think Echo is, like, terrible into Ryze. I mean,
you have to play the lane really differently.
Yeah, I think Ryze is, like, a strong enough... Like, I think he's strong enough against most, like, melee champions like that to where you're not too worried as Echo about, like... I mean, you're not too worried as Ryze about getting, like, one shot. Especially because Echo doesn't have, like... Until he gets fed, doesn't have tons and tons and tons of burst. So, and as Ryze, you can try to hope and prevent. And you build pretty tanky on Ryze, too. Getting a Seraphs into, like, a Roa, if you buy a Roa as well. You have a lot of health, you have a big mana shield.
Spencer's immediately taken into the death realm. He's died.
Good luck.
Goodbye, Spencer.
At least you don't give him very many stats. You give him some AP, but that's about it. Zoe Deschanel's just having a bad game.
Yeah, he's not. He's not doing well right now. I think he's
in his fairness, like in his defense, not much he can do. Gloostiffer's now caught up with his Mord.
That's all he wants to do. He just wants to play Zoe. Yeah, Ashel does land. Breneath lands a multi-mana Mumu route, but I don't think it really matters anymore. Samir ult is pop, but it doesn't matter. This
Not enough.
Mordekaiser's just way too fed. He's just kind of face tanking everything.
Mord is one of those champions where in the right matchup, and if he can get fed, he actually feels so oppressive and broken. But to be fair, he actually has a negative win rate in every role he's played in at this point in solo queue. So it's not like he's some invincible...
shutdown, 700 gold shutdown over to Zoe Deschanel. That's
That's
not bad
big, but
either.
he is can't quite be followed up on. Did get stunned, but yeah, that's a big shutdown. Does give him a big gold influx. Still 2,000 gold down on the Mordekaiser, but it is something. Hopefully, accelerate his scaling a little bit if they hope to come back into this game. Though he is going to be flashed on, does flash out as well, but that's definitely favored toward the Mord trading flash or flash. You have to play much safer as Vigar now.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I think they still have a chance if they can scale up with the Vigar and the Samira, but
I think
with
the
how
Samira
the
is
current game state is going, things just aren't looking all that great for the side of Gump Squad.
no. I think Samira is a real threat. So I don't think you can sleep on Samira with her season 10 and with only one hot fix so far to get a good
Season 10?
to get a good team fight. I mean, you've got a lot of wombo here. Zoe just has to hit a cage on somebody that's caught out, or a group of people that are caught out, to help Bernice and Glue Sniffer follow up with tons and tons of crowd control. And I can still see a world in which, all of the crowd control lands from red side, and then Slybrag gets a big Samira ult and kills pretty much everyone. The problem is just going to be, does Mordekaiser take, what part of that wombo does Mordekaiser take? Does he take Bernice before he can get the ultimate off and then just kill him in the ult? Does he take Zoe Deschanel and just kill him? Does he take Sly Brad, who's going to be all the damage in this wombo, and just kill him? I think Mord beats anyone in the 1v1 right now, and so if he's not actually comboed in that crowd control, if he gets his ult off first or during, it's going to look pretty doomed when he gets out of that ult with a bunch of stats from whoever he's going to kill, because I'm pretty confident he'll kill somebody. And comes out to wipe him out that team fight afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's got his options, and he's just kind of like, oh, okay, Slybranch just dead. Goodbye.
Yeah, he could jump over the wall.
No.
Back out does not have flash. Oh, goodbye,
Well, yeah, I
Slybrad.
mean, with how strong Dane currently is on the Mordekaiser, I mean, that's just a free dragon over to the side of Forehead 2.0. Things aren't looking too hot.
Not hot at all. To be honest, they do not look good. I think Zoe Deschanel should have played jungle. And I don't think that's because Bernice hasn't been good jungle. I think his Amumu has actually been pretty decent. But I think the jungle role swap was actually really good for Zoe Deschanel in this tournament. It did lead them to have some weaker solo lanes, at least in terms of elo. But he's going to get his Zoe banned, and just off of Zoe, he just doesn't look like he has anywhere close to the same kind of carry threat as he does on that Zoe. Because his Zoe is immaculate. I mean, his Zoe is like challenger level. But
Oh, yeah,
that
he's... The amount of LCS mid laners that Spencer has beaten on his Zoe is, like, insane. Like, he's not really respected in high elo because he kind of, like, it's like troll to go Dark Harvest on Zoe, but he's literally the only person that is well known to pull it off amongst the high elo community.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty insane. We saw him in one game this tournament, how insane his Zoe was against the actual challenger player who had gone mid on Lucian, which is no easy matchup for Zoe. He was just insane. I mean, he solo carried them to victory, basically. But here in this game, it just looks like his other mid lane picks just aren't anywhere close to up to par. Part of it is the meta. I don't think late game scaling control mages are good at all right now in the overall meta, and especially when you have to be, you're the biggest carry. You should be the biggest carry threat on your team. You kind of have to be, and when you're playing something that doesn't scale well early, you can't. Your team can kind of get destroyed around you while you're just sitting there even, or you pick a champ that's so weak early game that even the players that should be theoretically weaker than you are able to beat you in the early game, and then you're just so far behind you can't really do anything about it, which is the problem he's had when he goes mid lane off of Zoe.
Yeah, I mean, when you have like over 800 games of Zoe played, that kind of becomes your biggest crutch because you're so unbelievably good at that champion, but comparatively, like other champions, is just not really the move. Glue Sniffer is roamed up towards the top lane, will go aggressive onto Allison. However, okay, never mind. Zoe Deschanel is here, does pick the kill credit onto the Rise, and now Slybrand has arrived into the fight. Mordekaiser is now here. Will he ult somebody into the death realm? The Ryla is just slowing everyone down. Pretty sure he could just ult Mumu if he wanted to. He
Lucifer's a good target as well.
Yeah, he's decided to ult to Leona.
He needs to kill Leona though before his. Actually, that stopwatch is going to be key. He
Fat
needed to
Cow
kill
is
Leona.
currently godlike. Slybrat is in the middle of the fight. Pops a Samira ult, is doing quite a lot of damage as a Zillion ult goes through
Great
for
Zillion
Fat
ult.
Cow. The shutdown will go over to Zoe Deschanel, and all of a sudden, what looked like a doomed situation once the Mordekaiser joined became a favorable one for the side of Gump Squad with a 4-for-2 in the extended fight.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ashe is just pushing straight down mid, though. Has taken out 2 turrets and is looking to take out that third in the lane. So not all bad. It wasn't a full 5v5. Blue side did not commit all of their resources and all of their members to that fight. And since Rise was initially
Spencer
caught
is
out,
ready to like just run this Ashe down, but I don't think he's going to catch her.
the cleanse was necessary there. If he doesn't cleanse, he is going to be caught and he is going to feed more kills. Vigar is actually 5-5 now and is less than 1,000 gold below Mord. So definitely... And now he's the highest amount of gold on his own team over Slybrad, Samira. So definitely a force to be reckoned with at this point. Not a ton of AP yet, because the 2 items he's bought so far are inexpensive and don't have a ton of AP attached to them. But definitely not weak by any means.
Yeah, definitely he isn't weak, and like we can like talk about Spencer's laning being like his most iffiest point, but like at the end of the day, he is like Diamond Master, Grandmaster for a reason, right? He's able to play these champions to a high level once he's out of the laning phase, barring the Zoe, which he's just absolutely insane on. But like,
Yeah,
he's got the game knowledge necessary to actually come back and like be a force to be reckoned with. And I think we're gonna have to keep an eye on this Veigar as the game goes on.
Yeah, for sure. It scales late. I mean, and just getting donated any kind of gold on that Veigar is going to help him so much into the late game. I think Mordekaiser right there, getting the Leona was a bit of a mistake. He didn't realize that Leona had stopwatch, and had Mordekaiser been able to come out of it...
Veigar just got put into the Mordekaiser death realm much immediately. He's just fucking done. That's a shutdown over. Slybrad's going to pop as well as Mordekaiser gets out of the death realm. That's a 3-man stun for Albitalia onto the rest of the members. A clean ace. Literally everyone has full health bars on the side of Forehead 2.0. That ain't good, Chief.
Yeah, they should be doing the Baron. Ashe should just stay and take the Dragon, or Mord, or somebody, but... You know, whatever. You probably have time to get both. This is the soul point. That's the only reason I think one person should stay and get Dragon, just so that they can't take it off the map and you got to wait 5 more minutes to get soul. But they do Baron fast enough here. They can probably take both objectives without too much of an issue. So really good job from the side of Forehead at this point. The Zillion pick is actually really big brain. It helps these champs like Trundle. It helps the champs like Mordekaiser get into the fight where being kited is one of their hardest counters. They can just run really fast straight at you, and there's not much you can do about it, especially with how fed Mord is at this point. Being able to ult Zoe Deschanel on his Vigar, still pretty much death for him. He cannot 1v1 this Mordekaiser. No one really can still.
I mean, Mordekaiser needs that's the Earth Soul gone
That's
over.
Soul,
That's
yeah.
going to prevent a lot of Veigar's bursts. That's just not really what you want to see.
Mord has no ult, and he's caught out here.
Nah, he's chilling.
A big thing for Mord is whoever he ults, he does kind of need to kill. If he doesn't kill, if he ults somebody squishy like Zoe Deschanel or Slybrad, I'm pretty sure that's just guaranteed to kill. If you ult someone tanky, which is fine, like Roland Chang, Berneath, or Glue Sniffer, you need to kill them in that ult because you need their stats. If you're ulting them, it means you're probably kind of caught out and it's like a 3v1 or something, and you need to come out with those stats. If you come out with all of Leona's armor, magic resist, you'll be able to win that 3v1 afterwards and just clap everybody. But if you come out with her having 1 HP and you kill her afterwards, yeah, that's great. You get a kill, you trade 1 for 1, but now you're dead because you just don't have that. You're probably low on health and you don't have the stats you need to win the fight afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess their win condition is Samira gets super fed, and I think everyone kind of needs a QSS tax right now just to like not get absolutely diddly dicked by this Mordekaiser.
I like the proto belt on Mord as well. I don't think a lot of times you see Nashor's Tooth come in, whether they're mid or top. I don't think you should get Nashor's in this game. It's great against Roland Chang or Berneath or even Glue Sniffer, but those targets aren't the ones you're looking for. And like I said, you do want to kill them in your ult, but I don't think you have a problem dueling them one way or the other. It's not like you can't beat them or anything. I think you want stuff like this proto belt, and then you maybe want some tankiness, because you can definitely kill these squishy members if you can get on them and stay alive long enough to do so, not get bursted out. So maybe a Spirit Visage here afterwards, or
Spirit Visage would be good. I think he just continues to stack on the AP and actually greeds and get a Banshee's Veil. And, like, I think it'd be okay.
Be decent as well. I tend to think after these 3 AP items you have from Mordekaiser, I don't think you get as much out of future ones. Brainth gets a good ultimate
That's
on
a
everyone,
really good
followed up by Blue
engage, but
Sniffer.
like no
No
one is
damage.
actually here to follow up on that. Meanwhile, Zoe
Is dead
Deschanel
again.
is just dead again. I mean, Ash is just free firing. Full H. I'm Kim is just full HP right now. There's like nothing they can do. Another clean ace comes out for the side of Forehead 2.0. 25 to 10 on the scoreboard right now. This game's just looking absolutely doomed.
Yeah.
Allison with the troll rise ult just to put a
Yeah,
message
interesting
in.
ult. They have Baron. They have been aced. I think the death timers aren't super long. Bernice is only 10
Long,
seconds
but
away.
I'm pretty sure they just end here.
I think they can, and even if they don't, I think they've got everything they need to win the game at this point. They already have Soul. It's only 25 minutes in. They're up over 10,000 gold here. Even if they can't quite finish it out, which it looks like they can because there's still 5 seconds on Zoe Deschanel, and they're already hitting the last turret down.
Bernice goes in for the...
No ults, though. They used all the ults already.
Yeah, they used all their ults, but they're going in for a desperation play right here, but it doesn't matter. I'm Kim still free firing in the backline, and Fat Cow just doesn't want to die. Glue Sniffer 69 has left the game. As the game ends, Nexus falls. GG's to Forehead 2.0.
Yep, well played from them. They drafted a decent comp here. I think that I actually kind of like the comp on Red Side better overall, but they drafted decently. They did a really good job on their role swap to get both of their solo laners into better positions and in more favorable matchups that they can't really switch up. You don't want that Alistar to be mid, and you don't want that Vigar to be top. So good job from them. Took advantage of their champion strengths and the enemy team's weaknesses. Bot lane did good enough to not get punished, which is definitely the strongest part of Red Side here, and the Blue Side's bot lane did a good job of not being punished, not being set behind. I'm Kim actually ends 7-0-10 with 11,000 gold, so well played.
She did really well subbing in for, what's his face? Marcus
the Wasian.
Yeah, Marcus
and
the
you
Wasian.
can look at the damage chart, though, and you see who really put the card carry in, which is just this
Mr.
Mordekaiser.
Fat Cow, baby! Mr. Fat Cow Dane on the Mordekaiser. Absolutely insane.
Great job. Puts them in a great spot to help to continue on their journey to secure the final spot. They don't have a tiebreaker over Wooloo Gang, which will probably be their biggest competition here for that last playoff spot. But if they can keep stacking up the wins, then they might be able to just slip in without having to play a gauntlet match. So congratulations to them. I don't think they're going to do an interview today. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of done. I mean, if you guys, I would do an interview normally, and I love doing interviews, but like I'm just kind of beat after casting 4 games in a row.
True.
But I would call it a day because I know Mr. Red Lightning also needs to sleep.
It is close to the bedtime here, probably a little bit past it already. Some of us have work. So, well played to everyone. 4G, you played really well. We didn't get you in for the interview, sorry, but you did good. Super good job to Fat Cow. Came out of a best of 3 series in the show match to come and stomp in another game right after. So, well played. VCU had a lot of good games today.
Yep.
So, congratulations to all the players, and all of them win or lose. And we'll catch you guys for the next series.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the outro, Red Lightning.